If you could describe the trip in one word, what would it be?
One.
One word? One word.
One singular word.
One word.
Necessary.
Amazing.
Chaotic.
Chaotic.
Awesome.
Diving. Special. Special.
Joyful.
Different. Haven't done anything like that before.
Before this trip, I was really nervous. First time we got there, we were all just kind of groggy from plane ride.
This is just gonna be some trip where I'll go somewhere and I won't pay attention.
I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do there, but I'm still gonna go.
It's kind of awkward. Never really talked.
I was always feeling like kind of weird about everything. Like, should I be here?
Trying to be on fire for God, but just so overwhelmed with the hamster wheel of life.
The first time was kind of okay. Just sitting there during worship, I was like, I do not have the passion for this. It was really loud and I'm not used to it. And then the second night, it was like, all right, I'm getting the feel for this. We watched that little movie clip thing and
We went outside and we read all the different cards.
So they had to choose a card, which everyone stood out to them the most with what they're struggling with.
I was just writing things down and I'm thinking oh my goodness, I have a lot of emotion built up. So Emma had prayed over me and I really turned on a click, this is real. I'm gonna feel something and I'm gonna be moved by this, of course. And that's when I realized the thing about my future, how I was wanting to control it so much. And I realized I needed to open up and let him choose.
And it was really cool to just have that moment with some of the girls.
Yeah, that was a good night, yeah.
I would say the funnest thing was just hanging out with everybody.
I don't know, when Lee dislocated his knee, that was pretty funny. Probably just taking pictures of everybody that was asleep.
What would you say was the most memorable thing on this trip?
Whitewater rafting. Whitewater rafting.
Whitewater rafting.
I gotta say that alpine slide. What was the other thing we did? I can't remember.
Whitewater rafting.
Oh yeah, that was more fun.
Whitewater rafting, so fire. Even being a 300-pound Samoan, it was the best time ever.
Went over that 12-foot waterfall. Looked behind me we made it. Everyone else fell out.
When Holly fell out of the boat, it was pretty funny for me. Got stuck under a waterfall for a while.
For a solid 15 seconds, and then she popped up 30 feet away.
Would you go whitewater rafting again?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Just bring a better wetsuit next time. It was really cold.
Ooh, that's a loaded question. There's a lot of things I was very excited to bring back home. One of the first things I think of is worship. Worship was just unbelievable at this trip.
Was it close to the last night when I looked up and saw all of the youth kids raising their hands, worshiping God?
Because when we first got there, nobody would sing or do anything to the worship music.
Everyone's jumping in the back of us and we're I don't know if we should we didn't join in at the first night, but by the end, we were in there. I even have a video and it's just awesome. Hearing us all scream, I thank God, was just really nice.
I just bawled my eyes out at that point. That was a cool moment.
Coming back to worship team, definitely a more into it kind of vibe. Definitely singing more louder. Definitely singing for him.
I think it's great to take them away from the craziness of school and then to be in a sea of people that are all praising God. I think it's a great getaway from the things that we are used to every single day. It pushes you outside of your comfort zone, and I think that's kind of what pushes you to be more open to the Holy Spirit.
I don't know, a lot of people changed in interesting ways.
Me, Josh, and Izzy had some good conversations on the trip about where we stand with God.
I've learned more about everybody and their walk with Christ. It's just similar to my walk with Christ, just in their way.
I listened a lot at CIY, and it helped a lot, so now I really listen at church now. And now before I do things, I actually think and I pray about them.
Something I did take home was to be more respectful to my sisters.
Finally, really understanding that Jesus has to be number one and everything else will follow suit.
God really showed me I have you here for a reason, I have you here for this time.
God gave me a good message. It was that you don't have to be perfect to be accepted by God, because that's part of God's job.
My Kingdom Worker card was Raise 10, which says it challenges you to raise money for 10 new kids to go to move next summer, which is a bit of a challenge because, as you know, PIBC usually only goes to the Move conference every 3 years. I mean, even if I just pulled that card, it'd be kind of a pretty hectic challenge.
So I was like, I'm not gonna get that card, it's gonna be fine. And then I read it and I'm like, great, now I gotta raise $4,000 before I leave.
At first, I felt incredibly screwed. I was like, there is no way that I'm gonna be able to pay this off.
So I feel like it was God really just trying to push the initiative that this group is supposed to go again to move next year.
Later that night, I prayed to him to help me find a way to raise that money because $4,000 is a lot.
I was like, well, we better start raising some money.
Who knows? If someone walks into the shop tomorrow and offers me good money for the Jeep, maybe the Jeep's gone and we'll bring 80 kids to move next year. Who knows? Who did something that impacted you on this trip?
I don't know, I think you showed a lot of leadership throughout, and I was like, I kind of like that. You have inspired me, definitely, to have a lot of patience with things.
When you prayed for me that one night, I don't remember what night it was, but that impacted me a little bit.
Just at the end, I was like, you know what, Jake did a good job. Good job, man.
In some ways, the whole trip was just kind of my expectations being turned on their head and God saying, you don't know what you want as a youth leader. Let me show you what I have for you in this trip and you can just kind of accept that. And I went, okay, yep, this is not my trip, God, this is your trip.
I never want to forget this at all. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me.